House Judiciary Committee, September 17, 2025. What actually happened? Nobody invented this. While Democrats spent 5 hours pressing FBI Director Kash Patel on the Epstein files, one man in that room had the power to make it all stop. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan. And here's what he actually did. Entering the second day of hearings with FBI Director Kash Patel, House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan went through a litany of right-wing criticisms of past FBI and CIA directors to set the tone of the hearing. CNN. This wasn't neutral oversight. This was a defense. Jordan criticized the investigation in 2016 into the Trump campaign and Russia, singling out former directors James Comey and Chris Wray, while praising Patel's efforts as a congressional staffer to review the investigation as well as Patel's current leadership of the FBI. CNN. Then came the line that told you everything about how this hearing would go. Now, in addition to getting the truth to the people, Director Patel is getting the bad guys off the street, Jordan said, referencing the increase of law enforcement and the National Guard in D.C. NBC 16. Jordan wasn't there to question Patel. He was there to praise him. Jordan did not address any current criticisms of Patel, including the recent firing of top FBI officials who accuse Patel of political motivation or Patel's past handling of investigations. Not one word about the firings. Not one word about the lawsuits. Not one word about why Patel hadn't read all the Epstein files. Here's what makes Jordan's role significant. As chairman, he controls the hearing. He decides what gets investigated. He decides what gets subpoenaed. He decides who testifies. And when Democrats pushed for real accountability, Jordan blocked it. Raskin moved to subpoena the CEOs of 4 major banks: Jamie Dimon of J.P. Morgan, Robin Vince of New York Mellon, Brian Moynihan of Bank of America, and Christian Soing of Deutsche Bank, to get the suspicious transaction reports that Raskin alleges are related to Epstein and their collaborators. CBS News. These 4 banks have flagged to the government $1.5 billion in suspicious transactions related to the sex trafficking crimes and conspiracy of Epstein and collaborators, Raskin said. CBS News. $1.5 billion in flagged suspicious transactions. Rep. Jim Jordan, the committee's chairman, said the subpoena motion would be considered after the hearing has ended. CBS News. And what happened after the hearing? Every judiciary Republican, except for Rep. Thomas Massie, voted against subpoenaing the CEOs of J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of New York Mellon, Bank of America, and Deutsche Bank for testimony and records regarding $1.5 billion in suspicious transactions related to Epstein's sex trafficking crimes. House. Blocked. By a committee vote. Led by Jordan. The committee's Republicans have mostly followed the lead of Chairman Jim Jordan, asking the director to elaborate on the successes he previously touted and posing rhetorical questions. CNN. Rhetorical questions, not real accountability questions. Should research universities across the United States be doing a thorough job of vetting Chinese nationals that are coming to their universities? One Republican lawmaker asked, citing arrests of Chinese nationals who allegedly attempted to smuggle dangerous biological pathogens into the U.S. CNN. That was the Republican approach. Softball questions designed to let Patel talk about arrests and crime statistics. Republican Rep. Jeff Van Drew suggested Democrats didn't give a damn about the Epstein files before President Trump took office. I've sat here, I've listened to this, I've watched it, Van Drew said. And you know my Democratic colleagues are so concerned now, Mr. Patel, all of a sudden, where were they last year? Where were they the year before? CBS News. That's not oversight, that's deflection. There was one exception. Republican. Rep. Thomas Massie, who filed a discharge petition for the release of the Epstein files, challenged Patel on the FBI director's claim, which he made before the Senate Judiciary Committee on Tuesday, that there is no credible information that Epstein trafficked women to anyone other than himself. ABC News. Massie noted that alleged victims of Epstein have provided interviews to the FBI which detail allegations, according to Massie, against at least 20 men. ABC News. 20 men. named by victims in FBI interviews. Patel claimed in response to Massie, who asked if he had decided that these allegations were not credible, that it wasn't his assertion, but it was the assessment of 3 separate U.S. attorneys from separate administrations. ABC News. Massie pressed. Massie questioned. Massie demanded answers. And he was the only Republican who did. Massie has been the only Republican to press Patel on Epstein during the hearing thus far. After 5 hours of Democratic questioning, shouting matches, and Patel's repeated refusals to answer basic questions, Jordan brought it to a close. After nearly 5 hours in the witness chair, Jordan dismissed Patel from the hearing. Lawmakers moved on to other business. "We appreciate the service you're providing the country, appreciate your testimony today, and appreciate the fact that you did it for 5 hours straight," Jordan said. "That's amazing." CBS News. Amazing. That's what Jordan called it. Patel sat for 5 hours refusing to answer whether he told Bondi about Trump's name in the files. He admitted he hadn't read all the Epstein files. He shouted expletives at a congressman. He deflected every Epstein question, and Jordan called it amazing. This didn't start in September, this started in July. On July 15, 2025, Rep. Jamie Raskin, ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee, led committee Democrats in a letter to Chairman Jim Jordan urging him to investigate the Trump administration's recent handling of the Epstein files and requesting the committee invite, and if necessary, subpoena Attorney General Pam Bondi, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, FBI Director Kash Patel, and Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino to testify publicly. House. To date, Judiciary Republicans have not invited a single official from the Trump administration to testify before the Judiciary Committee on any matter, including this one. House. Read that again. Not a single Trump administration official had been invited to testify on anything. The Trump DOJ and FBI's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein matter and President Trump's suddenly shifting positions have not restored anyone's trust in the government, but have rather raised profound new questions about their own conduct while increasing public paranoia related to the investigation. House. Democrats had to force this hearing to happen, and when it finally did, Jordan used his power as chairman to shield Patel from real accountability. Jim Jordan, as chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, opened the hearing by praising Patel, not questioning him, did not ask Patel about the fired FBI officials or their lawsuits, did not ask Patel about why he hasn't read all the Epstein files, did not ask Patel about Trump's name appearing in the documents, led Republicans in blocking a subpoena for $1.5 billion in suspicious bank transactions, closed the hearing by thanking Patel for his amazing testimony. Meanwhile, Raskin and the Democrats had been asking for this hearing since July. They had to fight to get Patel in that chair, and when he was finally there, Jordan made sure the hearing stayed protective, not investigative. This is the documented reality of Jim Jordan's role in the Epstein files oversight. He didn't facilitate transparency. He blocked it. He didn't demand accountability. He provided cover. He didn't ask tough questions. He asked rhetorical ones designed to let Patel talk about Chinese nationals and crime statistics. And when Democrats moved to subpoena bank records showing $1.5 billion in flagged suspicious transactions connected to Epstein's sex trafficking operation, Jordan's committee voted it down. One Republican broke ranks, Thomas Massie. The rest followed Jordan's lead. That's what actually happened. No invented documents needed, just the congressional record, the hearing transcript, and the documented actions of the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. Sources: CNN, CBS News, ABC News, House Judiciary Committee Democrats' official statements, House Judiciary Committee hearing transcript, September 17, 2025. Next video: what happened when Attorney General Pam Bondi testified about the Epstein files in February 2026, and why even Republicans started asking uncomfortable questions.